Last time on The Journal of Rick the Three Perils, Marlo and his people were running from the Dark Lord Blue and had traveled the entire sea, but Marlo had gotten stranded off one of the rowboats and was now floating helplessly in the water. Meanwhile, Ron had discovered two evil mermaids who were planning to use the golden egg that they had found for some wicked purpose. And now, the eighth and final part for this year of the Journal of Rick the Three Perils. Hello everyone, and today this happened.
Brewington, this is Brandon Chase, and you are watching the Seth Lewis Show on the Seth Lewis channel. Hit that subscribe button now and like.
So this is the final part of the Journal of Rick the Three Perils. Well, not really. It actually goes on for about 600 more pages, but I don't really want to bore you with all of it, so we'll just say this is the end for now. Unless this video gets up to 20 views, then I might consider doing a part 9. But till then, let's just get right into it. This part's very long, actually. Marlo screamed for help, but he saw no one. He cried. His father was dead. His mother was dead. His grandfather and grandmother. "Oh, Lord, help me," he said. "Oh, Lord, help me." There was a pause, and then someone called. "Look over there, it's the Keen," said a man in a boat. The boat came up to the Keen. "Quick, jump into the boat," said the man. Marlo quickly took the man's hand, and the man dragged him in the boat. Marlo shivered and curled up into a small ball. "Are you all right, sir?" said the man. "A little cold and wet, but nothing else," said Marlo. "Here's a blanket," said the man. "Thank you, my dear sir," said Marlo. "No problem," said the man, and Marlo slowly went to sleep. And now we were with Ron underneath the sea. Ron watched the evil mermaids laugh, but as they were laughing, out of nowhere there came a giant sea monster. He was black and looked like a lizard, except it had scales, and its face looked like that of a snake. It was as big as a house. It roared. The mermaids screamed and started running away, but the monster grabbed the peak and tipped it over. It ate all the mermaids and mermen, but the egg it put in its hand. When it finished, it swam away. Ron followed as quietly as he could, but as close as he could. Soon they came to a giant castle. And when I say giant, I mean giant. It was as long as 3 football fields, and as big as 2 killer whales. The sea monster went up to the guards at the front gate and said, "Seeking?" And the guards let him in. Ron was hiding under him, making sure not to touch him, but to be completely hidden from the evil sea monster. The evil sea monster raced down the hall and entered a room that was a little strange, and at the end of it was a sea monster strange and wicked. It had evil red eyes and bright yellow teeth. It wore a red robe, and on the top of its head was a golden crown. On its belt it wore a sword. "My king, I have found a great gift from the evil merpeople. Behold," he said, and raised the big golden egg up in the air. He looked at it greedily, imagining what it would do for him. "With this golden egg, I'll be able to destroy the good mermaid's castle," said the sea monster. "But tell me, my friend, where did you get such a gift?" asked the evil sea monster. "King, from 2 evil merpeople," said the evil sea monster, "and I ate them." "I don't know how you did that. Obviously, they had not been reappeared for a fight," said the king of the sea monsters. "Yes, that must be it." "But, sir, may I ask you a question?" said the sea monster. "Go ahead," said the king of the sea monsters. "Well, you see, how would this egg be able to destroy all those good merpeople?" said the sea monster. "Simple. First we go to the other sea monster's castle. have a bid for it. Many of the richest will come, one at a time, said the evil sea monster king. One at a time they will go bid on the egg, and when one comes, they'll bid on the egg. We'll say they won, and tell them to go inside. And when they go inside, one of my sea monsters will kill them, said the king of the sea monsters. Soon I'll have all the money I'll need. I'll buy an army of squids to fight the mermaids. Then I'll be ruler of the sea. And he laughed wickedly. But first, make sure that thing's really an egg. Take it to the portrait writer, said the king. Yes, master, said the sea monster, and went with Ron secretly under him into the portrifier room. There was a giant invention. It was made of metal and had millions of buttons of all sorts of colors: red, white, blue, green, purple, orange, violet, yellow, turquoise, brown, silver, gold, and one that was white and with purple polka dots. And the sea monster began pressing all these buttons until the yolk came out of the egg and went into a glass, and the egg itself was left a shell, although put back together so that it looked exactly as it had been before. And then the evil sea monster took the egg and the glass of yolk to the sea monster king. The sea monster king drank it, and then he said, "Let the invasion begin." And now we are back with Marlo. Marlo woke up and yawned. The sun was bright. Then he heard a voice. "Look, there's a boat," said the man. Quickly Marlo stood up. "It's the king," said another man. But just then Marlo realized something. The man who had helped him was gone. Soon the boat reached the shore. Moonster and Rick came up to him. "You're an amazing man, Marlo," said Rick. "Where'd you get the neat boat? It has paddles," said Moonster. "Well, actually, I was saved by a man who was small, old, and had a teeth out, and a little bit of skin," said Marlo. "He must have fallen off board when I was asleep." "I've never met a man like that," said Rick. "Neither have I," said Moonster. Just then a loud shout, "Marlo! Marlo!" And up ran Lance and Goalie. They hugged Marlo. "We thought we had lost you," said Goalie. "You thought wrong," said Marlo, smiling. He asked all the people if they had met a man like the old one in the boat, but they all shook their heads. "Strange," said Marlo. "Very strange," he said again. Just then they heard a deep, fruity voice. "Who is that?" he asked. Marlo stepped forward and saw a very strange sight. It was a man. He had a brown, puffy beard and a mustache, and had green, deep eyes. He was tall, taller than any of the people around him, and had stained yellow teeth. He wore a white shirt that was a little dirty, and blue pants with a black belt. He had black boots on, too. He had a crown of leaves on his head, and on his shoulder were 3 birds and a squirrel. On his arm was a big green snake. A wolf stood next to him, and in his boots and up his pants were many different kinds of bugs. "Now please, my dear friends, answer my question. Who are you?" asked the man. "First may we ask, who are you?" said Marlo. "Do you not know? Why, I'm the Animal King," said the Animal King. "The Animal King?" they all said together. "The Animal King," he said again. "Now tell me, who are you?" "But then again, I suppose that'd take too long. We don't want to waste time, do we now, my friends?" said the Animal King. The wolf barked. Everyone looked a little frightened. Finally, Marlo found the courage to speak. You are lord of all the animals," said Marlo. "Oh, no, I just call myself the king because I know a lot about them. They're part of my favorite classes. They were reading and animology. When I was 10, me and my mother and father went on a big old pirate ship. One day, while I was asleep, I heard my dad yell, 'A giant ship is coming this way.' I heard the twang of a bowstring, and a ship hit our ship, and I heard footsteps running down the stairs. Then my mom and dad came in. "Oh, Dad, what's wrong?" I asked them. "Get under the covers, quick," said my mother. While they guarded me, I peeked under the covers. I could see they couldn't see me. Just then, a weird-looking pirate came in. He had a black curling mustache and a not-yet-grown beard. He had green eyes and long black hair. One of his legs was a stick. He was there with 20 other men. "Well, well, well, if it isn't old James Canfor and Mary Canifor. Been a long time no see," said the man. "Captain Woodleg," said James. "Yes, it is I. Now tell me, where's that gold?" asked Captain Woodleg. "I won't tell you," said James. "Very well," said Captain Woodleg, and he raised his bow and arrow. I couldn't watch, closed my eyes. Then I heard a twang of a bowstring, and a yell. Then another twang of a bowstring, and another yell. "You should have did what I said," said Captain Woodleg. Soon the pirates began to leave. Captain Woodleg was the last to leave, for he kept staring at the blanket. Then he left. I then realized I was stranded. But in the end, I used my magic to call upon all the types of animals to help me sail my boat. I was crying over my mother and father's death. But as we sailed, I felt a song inside me, and sang it. "Oh, I sailed away 10 days ago, with my mother and my father on the boat. We crossed so many miles at sea, trying to find a place to go. But then came Captain Woodleg, a man as bad as man can be. He killed my ma and killed my pa, and left without a happy glance. That Captain Woodleg is a mean old man." I sang with tears in my face. And then my watchman, who was a parrot, crackled, "Land ho! Land ho!" I went over to the front to see the beautiful land. And so from then on out, I lived with the animals. Of course, I could have killed one, but I found a garden of crumpets. "What's crumpets?" interrupted Goalie. "It's this bread, but tastes like, well, everything here in this world. Flies, poop, crabs, chickens, corn, bread, human water clouds, and even throw up," said the Animal King. I guess I wouldn't eat one, even if you get crabs or chicken and cornbread. I'd be afraid of getting something like flies and poop and grass, or even throw up," said Moonster. "But Moonster, you already ate all those things," said Lance. "Oh, shut up," whispered Moonster. Anyways, I found out that this was Pirate Island, the place where pirates retire when they decide they don't want to be pirates anymore, said the Animal King. "They aren't really bad people, now that they've retired. I found out that the only pirate who hasn't retired is mean old Captain Woodlegs." "I say, where are they?" asked Marlo. "Well, first go through Star Forest northwards, then keep going northwards to the Stone Field. That's really a shortcut. And the stones aren't too hard to climb and you should be able to find the pirate village," said the Animal King. "When you get there, talk to the pirates. Tell them a story. Being a pirate was hard work, and every now and then they tried anything to enjoy themselves," said the King of the Animal. That reminds me, we have a story ourselves to tell," said Marlo. And he told them the whole story with the Guizitons and Armstrong and the boats and the mysterious old man. And when he was finally finished, the Animal King said, "An old man? I never heard of an old man who looked like that. And I've met every pirate. There isn't any more pirates, just those here and Captain Woodleg out in the sea. Just too dangerous, the job," said the King of the Animals. "And none of those pirates look anything like the old man you described." "Do you think it could have been a sailor?" asked Moonster. "I suppose that's a possibility. Yes, that's probably who he was," said the King of the Animals. "What are you doing over here if your pirate friends are across the forest through the rocky plains?" asked Goalie. "Well, me and the pirates had a little disagreement. You see, they wanted to know where the Black Pool was, said the Animal King. The black what? Asked Marlo. The black pool, which holds a potion which changes you into an all-too-powerful magical wizard, said the King of the Animals. It happens when a wand tree seed is scourged against water frozen solid, and black oil gets into the ice. After 8 years, the liquid melts and the oil spills out in a really big amount, said the King of the Animals. When I found out about it, I made a cobblestone well. Why didn't you tell them? Asked Scully. Magic is a very, very powerful thing. The pirates would not use it very wisely, he answered. I can see what you mean, said Rick. We must go now, the King of the Animals, said Marlo. Very well, then, said the King of the Animals. They were just about to leave when the Animal King said, Now just wait 1 minute. You don't have any food or water or blankets or extra clothes or horses and ponies. They walked a while down the beach, and soon they came to a big old wooden hut. Birds flying through the open windows, spiders and ants going through holes in the house, gophers going through the holes. I could talk to you forever about the outside of the house, and I could talk to you forever about the inside of the house, but you'd probably get bored by the end of it. So we'll skip to the woods. Half of our people were killed during the thunderstorm, said Marlo, most by freezing. At least that's probably what happened. And that is where we're going to close, because we're pretty much out of time. But I hope you all enjoyed that. That was the final adventure. And as always, sweet dreams and good night.